Hey guys, Zalo here. Today we're going to learn how to do an oil change and oil filter change on a car. What you're going to need to do an oil change is obviously the oil, your weight oil, an oil filter, a wrench with the correct socket, possibly an oil filter wrench, an oil drain pan, and a way to lift your vehicle, whether it be through ramps or a jack and jack stands. Just always remember with jack and jack stands, or any time you're lifting your vehicle, just put a block behind the wheel. That way, there's no chance of it rolling away or anything like that.
Alright, step one is to put your car up in the air. In my case, I'm using my ramps, but jack and jack stands is just as well. Just always remember to pull the e-brake and chock the wheels.
So once you're under the car, all you have to do now is find the location of your oil filter and your drain plug. And the drain plug, sometimes it'll be marked as a drain and an arrow pointing towards the drain plug. Usually it'll be the only bolt like that on the bottom. And for me in this case it's a size 17, but for other vehicles it may differ. Now we're going to loosen up the drain plug. And again, this is a 17 mil. And then you loosen it up until you can start threading it by hand. And what I like to do is apply pressure. I like to apply pressure. And right as you start seeing oil come out, then you just pull it out. Voila. So you don't drop it. It'll drip for a while. Once it starts slowing down a little bit, you could just plug it up and then move on to the oil filter. Okay, it seems about done. So now you just get your bolt, put it back on, and hand tighten it. You don't want to use a tool just yet. So once you get it hand tightened, you get your socket, and then you just hand tighten. You don't want to over tighten these because you can strip and round them off and you could end up damaging your oil pan. Now on to the oil filter. Mine just happens to be right here, easy to get. Some, they're harder to go. You just have to look at your service manual or any type of manual to see where yours is located. Usually they should be able to just twist off, but if you take it somewhere like a shop or something, not gonna be the case. So what usually helps is an oil filter wrench, and so this one, it fits, and all you do is just connect it to the socket, and then there you go, and then you just use that. Alright, so once you already get it loosened up with the oil filter wrench, or it's already hand spun, just make sure you situate your oil pan just right underneath and then start twisting it. And then you just move that and then just push up so that it doesn't just spill everywhere like that. And then just let it drain out.
And now that we have the old filter out, now what we're going to do is put the new one in. So you get a little bit of oil, rub it around the O-ring just to lubricate it, and always make sure that the old O-ring came out with the old oil filter. Once we're done lubricating it, it's just basically screw it in clockwise, get it just about hand tight, and you're set. Once you got everything put in, tightened up, just lower the vehicle, and now we're about ready to put the new oil in. Once you pop the hood, you're just going to look for your oil cap, which is in this case, going to be right there. And all you do is just open it, get your funnel, and get ready to put in the oil. Alright, and now we're going to put in the oil. This particular car takes about 4.2 quarts of oil, or 4 liters, but every car is different. Just consult your owner's manual or Haynes manual, or even check the forums. Forums are pretty good to find out how much you need. Alright, and now it's just time to fill it up with oil. My car takes about 4.3 quarts. Each vehicle is different. consult your owner's manual, or if you can't find it, just put about 4 quarts in, let the engine run a little bit, and then check, and then you could always top off as needed. Alright guys, and after you put in the new oil and you let the car run for a little bit, get it a little bit up to temp, then you just check the dipstick. So you just find the location of your dipstick, take it out, hold it pointing down, and don't know if you could see, but it's in between the L and the F, so low and full. What you'll notice are those 2 little holes. Some cars have the holes, let you know what's low and full. Some just have, little striations, kind of like a file down the middle, and say hot, cold, stuff like that. So every car is different, but in my case it's low and full, and it looks like it's just about right. And that is how you do an oil change on basically any vehicle. If you have any questions, or you have some tips that you would like to leave people, leave them in the comments. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.